We are here to settle the dispute between two opposing sides. We would like to know if the globalization of the beauty industry is a triumph or a tragedy. Representing the side claiming it is a triumph is Malia Romello. The opposing side is represented by Shayla Hong. You may now begin.
So to begin, I believe the beauty industry has negatively impacted the world after globalization.
I disagree and believe that it has had a primarily positive effect on the world.
Well, many teens and adults go through insecurities and choose to go to the beauty industry for their answers, which results in sales in skincare, beauty products, and false information advertisements from the many makeup organizations about their products.
Well, let's start small. The globalization of the beauty industry has allowed for an equal access of beauty-enhancing products across the world to both men and women alike. First, I will talk about something called the lipstick effect. According to the Science Times, the lipstick effect is a common psychological phenomenon that boosts the confidence of a woman when she wears makeup and feels physically more attractive. It helps women to have the feelings of self-esteem, personality, and attitude. An important thing is a boost or improvement in the self-esteem helps to boost the cognitive abilities that have been post-reported. In addition, according to multiple experiments conducted on students, it was found that wearing makeup led to receiving higher scores and also having better academic efforts. This may be a small point, but this shows the major effects something as simple as applying makeup can have on copious amounts of people.
In an article, Teen Life, The Dark Side of the Beauty Industry. In the article, it talks about how, in view of the advances in telecommunications and global travel, you would have thought that the world would become by day a smaller place, an athletic melting pot of cultures where people of all shapes, sizes, and skin tones would be accepted. A key point is that families are concerned about their teen daughters and body image, teen daughters and eating disorders, teen daughters and depression, sexuality, and self-esteem.
Throughout the years, the beauty industry has redefined the standards of what is considered to be beautiful. Before, to be beautiful, it was a necessity to be stick thin, have pale skin, blonde hair, and blue eyes. Just look at us, we look nothing like that. Due to the globalization of the beauty industry, the Eurocentric values in the beauty industry have diminished, and an increasing amount of individuals are looking to achieve a look of individuality rather than stick to an outdated standard of beauty. Some major companies such as Dove, Fenty, and Nike have encouraged these new set of beauty standards to be pushed into society. For example, from Dove's first study, it was found that only 2% of women consider themselves to be beautiful. Campaigns such as the #MyBeautyMySay encourages women to make their own standards of beauty. Dove has pioneered a beauty movement for acceptance. In addition, more and more brands have included plus-size models in their campaigns. Plus-size models such as Ashley Graham have walked major runway shows such as Dolce & Gabbana. Lastly, beauty brands such as Fenty Beauty has made beauty products more inclusive for all women of color. Many women of a darker complexion have had troubles finding products that match their skin tone. Fenty Beauty has revolutionized the makeup community by offering over 40 shades, ranging from very pale to very dark. According to Time, the founder of Fenty Beauty, Sophia, states, "Some are finding the shade of foundation for the first time getting emotional at the counter. That's something I'll never get over."
Well, some parts of the beauty industry have a dark side to it, including animal testing where companies try their beauty products on animals. In an article, It's Time to Go Cruelty-Free, it talks about how indeed, for decades now, the issue of cosmetics testing on animals has generated passionate responses long before Kim Basinger. Two key points are CCIC was in the process of raising awareness about the testing of cosmetics and household products on animals. Eventually, the group would launch the Leaping Bunny program to help the public more easily identify brands that don't test on animals. Cosmetic testing on animals is a type of animal testing used to test the safety and hypoallergenic properties of products for use by humans. Due to the harm done to the animal subjects, this testing is opposed by animal rights activists and others. The top 8 makeup brands that still test on animals in 2019 are NARS, L'Oreal, Estee Lauder, MAC, Benefit, Nykaa, Makeup Forever, and Maybelline.
Although this is true, there has been a rise of makeup brands against animal testing such as Anastasia Beverly Hills, Urban Decay, Hourglass, and Milani. These brands have been becoming more and more popular due to the fact that they do not test on animals. In addition, there are new methods being currently researched that have high potentials of replacing animal testing. According to the article, Is It Time to End Animal Testing? Just last month, biotech startup Emulate raised $36 million in funding for their organ-on-a-chip technology. The tech could emulate the conditions and results of animal testing without the needs of using actual animals.
Where do you even get this information?
Are you kidding me?
Miss Holm, continue.
Well, as I was saying, basically, Wet n Wild claimed that they don't test on animals, and recently people have discovered that they were selling in China. But in China, it is required you have animal-tested your products. To continue on, social media has helped the beauty industry globalize in harmful ways, resulting in rumors and false information being spread. In an article, the negative effects social media has on the definition of beauty. It talks about excessive exposure to unrealistic lives causes us to compare with something so staged and edited that is so not real. Okay. Whether we realize it or not, anything we are exposed to for hours on end affects us, especially the media. Social media has the power to influence society in very harmful ways. It has created a definition of beauty that is far from realistic.
Well, if you're listening to the information I was stating prior, you would have heard that although social media does have an influence on society concerning beauty norms, it is still true that these standards required to be beautiful have been expanding, including people of all skin tones, shape, and size. Also, the globalization of the beauty industry will be a benefit for future generations. No more will young girls have to grow up thinking they aren't enough or they aren't beautiful solely for the fact that they aren't represented enough in social media. More women of all ethnicities, gender sizes, and skin tones have been represented more and more. With the globalization of the beauty industry, future generations will be able to confidently call themselves beautiful because they will grow up being rightfully represented in social media.
Well, I have gathered all the information required to make my final decision. But what did you guys decide? Do you believe that the globalization of the beauty industry is a triumph or a tragedy?